He's back. I guess he's back to calling himself George Zimmerman and not Carter from the dating sites. Well, his trifling ass has showed back up again because George Zimmerman is broke. He ain't got no damn money. So I guess he masterminded this plan into believing he's going to get $100 million out of Trayvon's family and Florida prosecutors. Yeah, right, George Zimmerman. The only thing you deserve is 100,000 ass kickings. So this came out in the Daily Mail, December 4th, 2019. Breaking: George Zimmerman sues Trayvon's family. Unbelievable. Those people have already been through enough in losing their son to this crazy madman. So George Zimmerman sues Trayvon Martin's family and Florida prosecutors for $100 million, claiming that they engineered false evidence in his homicide trial for shooting dead the unarmed Black teen in 2012. Oh boy. This dude is unbelievable. First last year with all the dating site stuff, now this. George Zimmerman, the neighborhood watch volunteer who was acquitted in the 2012 fatal shooting of unarmed Black teen Trayvon Martin, is suing Martin's family, claiming that they engineered false evidence in the homicide trial. The lawsuit filed in Polk County Circuit Court seeks $100 million in civil damages for defamation, abuse of civil process, and conspiracy. The Miami Herald reported Wednesday. If all of that stuff happened, you mean to tell me all these years later you're coming up with this? George Zimmerman is broke. This is why this is happening. The lead defendant in the suit is Sabina Fulton, Martin's mother. Fulton gained national notoriety as an advocate for social justice and reducing gun violence in the wake of her son's death. Zimmerman is being represented by a high-profile conservative legal crusader, Larry Klayman, founder of the Judicial Watch and Freedom Watch, and former U.S. Department of Justice prosecutor. Wow. Martin's death in 2012 shook the nation and launched the Black Lives Matter movement after Zimmerman was charged with murder. And if you remember, they did everything they could to delay arresting him. They did everything they could not to arrest George Zimmerman. And I know his father was a judge and all that, but still, that has nothing to do with George Zimmerman. After Zimmerman was charged with murder, but was acquitted after he claimed he fired in self-defense. Well, if you would have did what the dispatcher told you, you would not have had to use any self-defense. He would have just walked home and that would have been the end of it. But no, this deranged fool couldn't leave well enough alone. Zimmerman remained in the public glare after his acquittal because of a lengthy trial. Ladies and gentlemen, these type of people never do well publicly. Look, you can go all the way back to Carolyn Bryan. Her life has never been the same since she told that lie on Emmett Till. And then you have the cop that killed Tamir Rice. He can't get another police job without the public rising up against him getting that job. And you got to look at all of these people. Laquan McDonald's, Jason Van Dyke, look at him. Even after he gets out, he's going to be under a lot of public scrutiny. You killed a child. And George Zimmerman, who never stopped struggling. You know, he blew through all that money that all of these people threw at him. So stupid. Anyway, he has been living in cars. He has been talking about being homeless and not having money. And I think this is what this whole lawsuit is about. This is his attempt to try to get money. I just can't see this going through, ladies and gentlemen. But you can certainly tell me what you would do. I mean, look, this man is a child killer forever. You know, you might have beat the court case, but he never, ever has been able to beat the case out in the public opinion. He can't beat that. George Zimmerman still catches hell. Look, he keeps trying to get on dating sites last year and they kept throwing his butt off. Like I said, you may have beat the court case, but you sure didn't beat the case of public opinion. The public is not going to forgive you. See, they never think about this when they walk out the courtroom with those smiles. And what they also don't tell you is their lives are never the same after, especially killing a child. And we see case after case after case. You know? So when you let these people go, you better inform them of what their lives are going to be like from that point on after beating a case. And in the case of Emmett Till and Carolyn Bryan, she and her husband ended up getting shunned by their entire town. They had to close their convenience store. Most of their patrons were Black. After the trial, Black people would not go in there and buy from them. So they ended up losing their entire business. So it may be good in one instance, in your opinion, that he got away with it, but it's bad in many others. And George Zimmerman has had a couple of brushes with the law even after the death of Trayvon Martin. So he can't be Teflon John forever. And I'm surprised nobody down in Florida has got this guy yet. You know, and somebody said something, I believe it was LVZ. He said something really interesting. He said, let him leave Florida. Let him leave Florida. See, he's safe as long as he's in Florida. But if he goes anywhere else, he won't be so safe. You know, and we know a lot of it has to do with his father being a former judge down there. You know, but other than that, ladies and gentlemen, the way I see it, this guy, his karma is long overdue. It's long overdue. I know he got punched in the face because he was sitting there bragging about killing Trayvon, and somebody came up and sucker punched his butt in the face, and he was almost in tears. Now that was funny. And stalked that investigator. If you remember, he stalked him. He said he was going to make Jay-Z and Beyonce alligator bait. He had that domestic violence, and then he had another road rage violence. I mean, this guy can't stay out of any problems. He really can't. He brings a lot of this stuff right down on himself. But y'all, please tell me what you think. This old nut is surfacing again. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Carter/George Zimmerman can kiss my ass. Peace, family.